Alright then, welcome to Onward Master League 2. We are here, not for Silent but Deadly versus G-Men, but we are taking Animal House versus the Pacifists. Well, the Pacifists, to be more exact. I'm looking forward to this matchup, Noman. I don't know about you, but you are the one that picked this, so I would assume you are excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of them. Honestly, I'm excited to have a co-caster. We spent the whole day yesterday casting matchups over here on the channel too, all by my lonesome, and we're definitely missing you a little bit. But yeah, this matchup should be good. So the Pacifists are a relatively new team, but if there's something I know about new teams being from one that's relatively new, I think we just had our 1-year birthday, is that they can do some crazy stuff, things that veteran teams may not be prepared for. So while Animal House is definitely a strong team, I am interested to see what the Pacifists can pull out of their little bag of tricks here today. So definitely excited.
Absolutely. I'm trying to get the logo in here, but I don't know what's going on with that. But the teams at least should be ready for pretty soon. Do you want to kind of walk us through what you think we're going to be expecting from the teams? Because you were here for yesterday's matches, unlike me. So kind of give me the run through of how things were run yesterday, what the teams kind of like thoughts and feelings were through their actions in the game. So what was it like?
Yeah, so it was an interesting day of matchups. We actually had a lot of really close matches. There was a lot of, you usually expect that when you're playing or when you have a tournament with a breadth of teams from rank 8 all the way down to, rank 32 or 34 or whatever it is, you sort of expect to see this massive skill gap and, teams getting blown out of the water left and right. But that did not actually happen. A lot of teams were able to squeak by wins against pretty solid, veteran teams. So everybody's been playing at a high caliber. And I think what helps with that is that there was definitely this feeling of, I don't want to say pressure, but sort of motivation. I think every team was playing extra careful. They were planning more than they normally would. And it sort of showed in everybody's play styles. So anytime you put something on the line, even a lower tier team will start to play and feel like a veteran team, right? When things are on the line. So I think we're going to see some really good matchups. I wouldn't pay too much attention to what the actual standings shake out to be. Even in the blowout games that we had yesterday, the 4-0s, the rounds were very tight. I mean, it usually came down to 1 or 2 people on both teams. So it's going to be good Onward, man. I don't think we're going to be
You may have just been cut off on the very end there, but Noman's just walking this through. Nothing really a value miss. Noman, we don't care about that guy. He's not important. Yeah. But I personally definitely agree that these are going to be good matches. Every team going to be playing their best today.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to be... and what's kind of the benefit of Challenger Group B is we'll be able to see sort of the variation of different matchups between a lot of these teams just because... the Group B Challenger Cup had less entrants in it. We had, I think, something like 13 teams or 17 teams or something crazy yesterday. And today it's just, I believe, 9 teams inside of this bracket. So one team will get a bye and the others will play, but we'll be casting on all 3 channels, OML 1, 2, and 3. So make sure you're tuning into all of those to catch the matchups you want to see, or just put them all up on your screen. Multi-Twitch exists.
Yeah, again, so that maximum coverage possible. Definitely not going to be missing a single match, I don't think. Maybe one will slip through the cracks, maybe 2, but everyone's going to want to cover everything. Everything is going to be good, I think. No one's going to really be slacking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
all right, and look at that! Just as we finish the analysis, the perfect timing, Buxton. It's just what we're here.
Indeed, and here we are. The first round of this first match that we're going to be taking on Onward Master League 2. Here we are, and we're going to be starting off with Animal House on the defense. Already practicing their karate by the objective. Green Theft Auto really winding up his arm there.
They're definitely moving. They're all pumped, they're ready to go, and we'll see if the Pacifists are able to match that energy. I think they need to bring the energy, they need to if you're playing Animal House, you got to beat them both in mind and in body. It's a difficult team to match up against. They can seem very threatening. And if you're not sort of matching their energy and giving it back to them twofold, you're going to struggle in finding sort of your rhythm with your team. So we'll see what the pacifists are able to do here. I like this southern approach. This is this is kind of one of my favorite ways to attack this objective on downfall. It really narrows your focus as you approach. You don't have to worry about too many angles. And it's kind of like a little street sweeper, you know? You walk up the street, you clean up defenders, and then you get your cap. That's what we're looking for.
Nice and smooth. I do love this approach. Lots of cover. Nice some long angles if you want to get some picks, but I'm not a fan of moving up through the western street for one reason of that. There goes Biossi. My God, Flipinski. Where even is he? Is he up in the north, or is he up in the northwest?
No, he's in the brothel.
He's in the brothel, yeah, second
window.
floor. I didn't think he had peeked out, but that's the reason I hate going through West Street. Is brothel. It's such a strong position. You can be absolutely demolished if you peek over this hill, or if you start trying to prone through the western street. It's a very rough time if you don't take him down.
Yeah, and that is what the people in the east should be doing, right? It should be the work of these two gentlemen here up in the East Red Truck building to sort of get their angle onto, potentially get their angle onto brothel window and make that approach viable. A nice little nade there, a little too short.
There's a very long distance, and it's going to be pretty awkward. I'm surprised Jimmy did manage to get it that far just out the window. There is a serious amount of fire on the Verd spot right now. He does not want to be there anymore. Green Theft is in a sticky situation.
Now, he's really not in danger to anybody other than that red truck building.
Yeah.
So he could just lay down and trust his team to make sure they got the approach down to West Red Truck. Covered in Lipinski finds another. Bullets for breakfast goes down.
Green Theft was going for that one, but Lipinski, he wanted that kill. He was not going to let Green have that.
And that brothel really rearing its ugly head. Lipinski holding it down very well with that SVD sniper.
It wasn't the SVD, it was the SV98. Noman, please.
SV98. Oh, no! Oh, I get my casting license revoked when I get a gun wrong. No, the next one's a ban, so
yeah, you're out.
Real careful when I call out gun names.
I think either Jamie or Green Theft is going to get removed from life shortly as well. I don't know where I was going with that, but that was the best I could get in a short notice. Removed from life.
Removed from life. Yeah, that's fair. Wicked Hex finds Zeloff there. Steven finds Jamie on his rotation out of East Red Truck. That's the problem when you hang out there too long, especially after firing rounds. Everyone's watching you. Like there's really no way you're gonna get out of that situation alive. It's such a tough approach.
Very tough approach. It's a mixed bag objective. It can either be nice and smooth or incredibly difficult.
Yeah, and we'll see here. I mean, Animal House really dominating this defense early on. But if I know anything about rounds of downfall, is they can go either way. You start on defense, you'll be winning every other round, but it's really those offensive rounds that are going to put it together, and we'll see if Animal House can carry this momentum into the offensive round, assuming, of course, that this remaining member of Pacifist does not pull out some sort of off-Christmas miracle.
I don't know, maybe he could. I believe in the power of Dan 108. Feel it in my bones.
He's got about 108 to get to the objective. He's running out of time. Minute and 30 left on the clock.
This is going to be a very difficult approach with that much time left.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ground to cover, a lot of tough angles to check. And I don't know that he's got a plan, really. I mean, this West Street is a very difficult approach. You're almost better off taking the approach through the center and sort of popping from cover to cover. But of course,
seen him. 3.
There it is. No countdown necessary. Yeah. Lipinski finding 3 there with the SV98 and getting Animal House a nice cushy defensive win.
Flipinski really pulled out the work there, getting the 3 kills just with that SV98. Very nice plays from Brothel. That instant headshot when he, was it Biossi, peeked over the south hill. Then you have him picking up, was it with Jamie up in the upper red truck? That was... I'm thinking Bullets for Breakfast. I think it was. Yeah, it was Bullets for Breakfast. He was taken out by Flipinski, and then, of course, that final kill onto Dan. The sniper, it appears, is going to be a big issue for the pacifists in the rounds coming out later. I wonder if they'll take a sniper on Marsok, though. It can be quite a double-edged sword because, you know, Marsok, as a sniper, you're going to be typically sitting back, waiting for someone to peek out of a window across the map. On Volk, you can do that pretty easily, but on Marsok, you have to keep pushing. You don't really have the liberty to just sit back and wait.
Yeah, you don't want to be stuck as the last man alive with a sniper rifle. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is you're not very effective unless your team is alive, because there's not a lot of close range combat that you're going to be able to succeed in engaging. And honestly, it's just hard to push when you're limited on ammo and you're limited on equipment. But that drone is that's the big thing on that marksman class, is using that drone to scout out the enemy locations on downfall. It's such a strong play.
Very true, but like a pack of wolves going off of that drum mag. I don't see any snipers or drones coming out. Oh my god, they are unrestrained. The animals are out.
It's like, yeah, like a group of hyenas.
Who let them out?
I only know who let specifically the dogs out. I don't know who let the rest of the animals out.
I'm willing to bet it was a zookeeper. He was paid off.
Probably.
In order to cause chaos among the Group B.
I'm just wondering who pays off a zookeeper.
Exotic animal traders.
I was gonna go PETA.
Maybe that as well.
Oh, they seem like the right candidates.
I'm feeling they're going to do this exact same approach here, though mostly more south-focused. I'm actually seeing pretty much the identical defense for the pacifists as well. Look at that. It feels exactly the same. They've got a kill box, guy on objective. Then we've got Adam House coming around the south with one guy going north as opposed to 2 previously. It feels like a mirror image, really. Booking me out here.
I mean, if it works, you just keep doing it, you know? Even if the other team, you know, is sort of aware of it, or if you're I don't want to say copying, but if you just happen to be using the same defense and it works out, there's a reason you're using that defense.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's only so many spots you can take up in a particular map. Currently, there will be new and updated maps hopefully coming in the 1.6 update, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for this.
I don't know what Silent is doing. He is turned into some kind of monstrous being there. This is concerning for the health of Animal House. We need to get some vets into this lobby, please.
Somebody call a doctor.
Or I've just spoiled Biossi's position. And if Lipinski peeks over this hill, he's going to be spotted and he is going to be domed in the exact reverse scenario. The exact same people as well. Not quite in the same position, though.
That would be quite poetic, Buxton. I don't know.
Oh, he's made it safe. For now, at least.
For now. There's still the possibility of a headshot. A rogue headshot.
Well, the first kill is going to go to Green Theft Auto, though. And that first kill to Dan, was he the Center Hotel? Yes, he was. Peeking out that window is a very dangerous game. Very dangerous. Because everyone has superior cover if they're coming through the south side. You've got the dumpster buildings, you've got the rocks, you've got the depressions in the terrain, the hills. It's a rough situation if you're peeking that window. Typically, you want to loot, you keep it as a last resort to kind of rush out, get some shots out, pop back into the deeper parts of the Center Hotel.
Yeah, it's definitely about team trust when it comes down to that, is letting your team handle sort of the exterior of your position. Jamie finds Steven. Josie does find Green. It's just a down, however.
Not quite the poetic justice we wished for, but Jamie at least does get kind of maybe a little bit of poetic justice. Flipinski does take him down, as he was in the same position as Flipinski was the previous round. And potentially Flipinski is going to be able to get the revive onto Green Theft Auto here. But Yossi maybe going to be just spraying through the smoke, though. Maybe he'll get lucky. Oh, that was a very well-timed smoke. That, as it flew through the air, that managed to block the view for Biossi. Close range as well. But Wicked Hex goes down, and Silent Knight is going to be pushing in. Potentially, this is going to be their pretty fast rush in. They are 2 minutes remaining on the clock. They do not have supremely long anymore, but Biossi is going to be taken down pretty much immediately by Silent coming around the corner. Now, Silent Knight has pretty much free reign to move in. Zlaf, I think, has spotted him. Silent Knight going to be ducking underneath the ladder. Bad luck here. Potentially going to go down, but he's spotted the tip of his barrel. Peeks out, gets taken down. Green Theft and Flipinski almost team killing Silent there. Gets shot from behind, but Green Theft cleans that up. And Allenhouse do take the second round for themselves in a nicely coordinated move there. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, it was a very nice play. It could have ended in a cap had there been a little bit more speed under it. If he had not stopped at that window, he probably could have just continued on to the objective and allowed the rest of the defenders to maybe cover him. I mean, the doorway is definitely dangerous, but in that type of a situation where there's so much panic and there's so much noise, you can really capitalize on it pretty easily. But they just wanted that simple kills win, and that's what they got, going up 2-0 in the series. Pacifist not looking terribly bad. I mean, I think they're struggling a little bit to find their footing under so much aggression. But this is a weird Animal House, I'll say that. Like, they're not hyper aggressive, especially on downfall.
Maybe
I don't know.
It's because it's just the one map. They think, it's now or never. Let's just go.
Yeah, I wonder if that... Yeah, that's got to be coming into play, because normally I would say that this is kind of a more reserved Animal House. But again, I think we mentioned it in the beginning of the cast here. When there's something on the line, the teams do tend to play a little bit more cautious than normal, right? Regular season matchups don't feel as tense as a cup or a tournament style play might be.
Absolutely, but regardless, we're going to be going in now. Second round's coming out. Should hopefully be very nice. Now, of course, what is our second map? No, but I've forgotten already. What is our second map coming up after this series?
Cargo will be round two's map.
Ooh.
So we're going from ultra long to ultra short range very quickly.
And speaking of short range, Jamie, bringing the shield, bringing the pain. Going to be bringing out some blaze tactics. He's spinning that thing fast. Wow. Jesus. Thought he was about to take off for a second.
Well, that's what we need, a hang glider / riot shield.
The hang shield.
Oh, he is in danger, though, and Green Theft does find that shot. You've got to be careful which way you're looking. Josie crosses as well, and that's 2 members of the Pacifists out just like that.
It's a very dangerous
and that really boils
crossing.
down to it really boils down to timing, right? Like it's very apparent that they just were not aware of where defenders could be.
That is one of the shortfalls of the newer teams there. You don't know the exact timings for where you can get to certain positions, what kind of angles you can be seen from certain positions, that kind of stuff. Really just takes quite a lot of time to develop. The Pacifists, they do have a lot of experienced members, but some of them are fresh-faced in the league, maybe fresh-faced into competitive Onward as a whole. But they will soon learn. That's actually a pretty solid flash, but unfortunately not going to do too much. And Steven does manage to take down Zlaf, though. I thought for sure Steven was going to get domed, but apparently not. Nice reaction shot. Jesus. Aggressive language from Steven there. Let's get away from him. He is crude, Norman.
He's definitely not a family-friendly gentleman. We all know our Animal House folks. Bullets for breakfast gonna find Green Theft there with a nice little shoulder shot as he came around that center bungalow. But he is still revivable. The call-out's gonna be coming out. as they cross into this eastern side. Now, Animal House is very south-focused here. There is potential for a northern push to work out if they go north far enough. Pretty much every defender is watching the south. So they could catch them unawares if they stay low and quiet on the east side. Come up that north and sort of make their way down from North Hotel. They could get a couple picks.
Yeah, they definitely could. Animal House are going to be getting the revive onto Green Theft though, so they're going to be keeping a close eye on the eastern side here. They both know that Green Theft was shot from the east. Green Theft especially is, of course, going to know this. So they're going to be keeping a very tight angle. I imagine Green Theft going to be watching this one just through the doorway, making sure no one can cross over from, you know, that northeast spawn building or the crater bungalow towards the upper red truck area. It's a very solid angle. Very hard to hit people there, though. You don't ever exactly have a wide angle to take people down from.
Yeah, it's not an easy shot. It's not an easy shot, even if you did have the correct angle. Some of these shots are pretty tough to hit.
Oh, Green Theft's going to spot him in just a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, dead. Again, the count has failed. I'm feeling a little bit sad now. Much like Bullets for Breakfast is. Steven goes down, and Animal House again taking another round, and we're going to be going to that fourth and potentially, and most likely, unfortunately, the final round for this map. They're going to be waiting for some more ones in round 2. Well, what do we call it? Round 2 is kind of confusing.
Yeah, no, I messed
Series
with that
2
nomenclature. I messed with that nomenclature yesterday, and I just gave up and started saying round 1 of round 2. You know, like it just because instead of saying map 2, you say round 2, so it's round 1 of round 2, which is definitely not confusing.
Very
but
confusing.
If you say it and if you say it enough times,
round 1 of round 2
to
of
make
round
sense.
1, 2. Very streamlined.
You know what? We're not wordsmiths here, okay? Casting's not about using your words. I know that much.
It's all about just hoping for the best, looking at things.
Yeah, exactly. You just do what you can, and the rest you'll figure it out. You know, so
Precisely.
But yeah, we do have that second round coming up after this. We will have to wait for all teams to complete their matchups for the second ones to get generated. So we will be taking likely a short intermission, but considering there are less teams playing in this series Sunday than it was yesterday, we should be seeing shorter times in between matches, as teams will likely finish within about the same range of each other. So stay tuned for all that good stuff. But for right now, we're hearing those fantastic beeping sounds that tell us we're getting into round 4 now.
Indeed we are. And it's going to be the dangerous spawn for pacifists, I think, here. North objective crater. The northeast spawn for Marsok. If Lipinski has his trusty sniper on hand, potentially we're going to see some headshots come out nice and early. He does have a... I can't mess up the name for this. M40A5, there we go. No caster points deducted for me. He's got the M40A5 on. He's going to be wreaking havoc from this North Hotel area. It's going to take him a while to crawl there. And the pacifists are taking a very tight defense. They are not allowing a cap today.
No, they definitely are not, but that gives up a lot of real estate. Especially because they're very much leaving open everything up until the sandbags. West Red Truck is relatively open. The approach that way. Even the northern approach, I mean, Dan is sort of watching it, but not. He doesn't have the tightest angle. He can really just see who's coming out of the west side of North Hotel. But the rest of the map, I mean, pretty much the entirety of it. Oh, and sorry, the West Street as well. So that is watching this West Street now.
Oh, a pretty dirty one there. Dan getting sniped and down by Flipinski with an incredibly tight angle there. Look at that thing. He's going to get revived though. Flipinski going to keep peeking out. Sees the revive come out, but it's going to be so difficult to get a shot out properly. Whoever's in this northwest, Jamie, the captain, going to be firing off the suppressive shots. He's keeping behind cover, though. That is definitely the good decision, considering Lipinski's rather nice aim. No, I'm kind of concerned that there's nobody really watching the outside of objective here. If they go prone, this is cap territory.
I mean, here's the smokes. I have to imagine they're going to try.
I think so as well. Silent Night, at least, is going to be definitely going straight through some very nice smokes on objective. One member of the Pacifist is rushing out, going towards the crater building. It's going to be Biossi getting that nice car position. We have Silent Night just outside the objective now. Zlaf does go down from Lipinski. Wicked Hex is on objective suppression coming out from Silent Night. Two members rushing objective. Dan08 does take down Wicked Hex. Silent Night takes down Bullets. Dan08 still on objective now. Silent Knight's going to be having to be the one to take him down. Rushing in. Gets taken down instead by Biossi from behind. That crater rotation playing in. Big time a revive coming out from Jamie onto Zlaf. But Lipinski with the snipes takes down Jamie. And we are left into a 3v3. Two coming from the south. They are not going to be expecting this, I don't think.
I don't think so either, but Lipinski's kind of in danger. I mean, Zlaf's in danger as well. He's got to be watching that backside of that North HQ building, because if they get in the basement, it's all over. There's no one in the basement. They can't get to it. And he's got to stop challenging Lipinski for this cover, because Lipinski's just got to wait.
Yeah, he's got to wait for him to walk across. Right, is it shame between Zlaf and Steven? Steven going to be the one to rush him? Maybe not. Maybe he's just going to sit back in here. He can't stay in there forever, though. Greentheft does have the ability to just walk straight for the cap right now. Zlaf taunting Steven. And a very quick duck there. That was kind of weird. The Greentheft's going to be the one to rush Zlaf now. Coming around the corner, takes him down. And the cap is very much possible for Animal House right now. They could make this to a 5-0. Steven and Grief are going to be the ones to pull this off. Biossi does take down Steven, though. The headshot with the G3. This could be the Pacifist chance to get themselves on the board. It's a 2v1. Actually, it's a 2v2 still. Lipinski now starting to make the rotation down, but with that M48-5, it's going to be a difficult task. Biossi, though, goes down. Now just left with down 108. Rushes out. Runs out of ammo. Has to reload. Greentheft also out of ammo. Has to rotate and reload. But Greentheft gets the kill in the end. Does pick up Dan, and Animal House, they take it for a very climactic final round here.
Yeah, that was pretty intense, coming down to one defender running out of ammo. I mean, that's good Onward. I mean, again, the scoreline does not show how well the Pacifists performed here. The Animal House definitely able to take it across all 4 rounds, but I don't think it was too easy of a game for them. I think that they still struggled, and yeah, that final round was quite the nail biter.
Absolutely. But that's going to be this round over. We can still think about it a little bit more, but I'm curious what kind of matches we'll see up next on Cargo. I would like to see maybe G-Man Animal House action nice and early on. That could be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they're all going to be good. We're going to see most of these teams matched up with most others again, because the bracket is so small on this fine Sunday that we'll be able to likely show almost every iteration of matchups. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. Well, that'll be it from us for now. We'll go to a short intermission, about 5 minutes, and then hopefully we'll be back for round 2. See you then. It looks like this intermission may be a little bit longer than expected. You can hop on over to Onward Master League 1 and Onward Master League 3. They still have their matches going. They've got G-Men versus Ember, and they do have, I believe, Big Red One versus the Colettos. Go in and check that out while we are waiting for the maps to end, and we can hop in to round 2 when it starts. Alright then, so we have our rounds coming in. We have Cargo, and this Onward Master League 2 is going to be taking G-Men versus House. This will be a very good one, maybe a very quick one. It could be quite drawn out even on Cargo. Make sure you look forward to it. It will be starting in roughly 2 minutes. See you then.
What's up?
Alright then. So here we are, the lobby for G-Men versus Animal House is open and we are ready for some action. I am very excited for this match, and I know you are as well. We called this just last round about how that the next round on card is probably going to be G-Men versus Animal House. I have a feeling that old Dakin may have fudged the numbers to get this match going nice and early.
No, I don't want to start any collusion discussions while we're in here. Okay, this is all above board. No, I mean, this is going to be a great matchup. This map is always conducive to good matchups. You know, that's kind of what's so nice about it, is slow and fast tend to not matter as much because there's not a lot of ground to cover. So yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a real good one here. I'm glad we got to pick this one up.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see kind of, you know, the wildness of Animal House versus the methodical nature of G-Men on such a small map that kind of does tend towards the wild aggression that Animal House would very much feel more comfortable in than G-Men.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these are two teams that were, I think, right next to each other in the overall standings for the season. Yeah, G-Men is ranked 8 and Animal House was ranked 10. Their divider was French Onward Union, one of the others, in this group stage of the Challenger Cup. So, I mean, they're very close in terms of skill gap, but their playstyles are so different that we're going to be seeing some... I don't know. I think the equipment is going to be the deciding factor. I think it's going to be those crazy nades that we see all the time. Yeah, that's the stuff that Buxton lives for.
Stuff of
and legends. I think that's really going to be sort of the deciding factor for one of these teams, right? Who has that equipment utilization on point, and then who is going to take that risk? Who's gonna run through the smoke and try to get the cap? You know, fortune favors the bold is the saying, and I think that's very true in Onward, more than many other games.
The Blaze philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I think that's the whole Blaze thought process. Is you know,
do
90% of the time it won't work, but 5%.
5% of the time it works every time.
How awesome would it be if we get it? Yeah, no, I think Animal House definitely has that same style of mentality where they just go for it. But G-Men, they run a real tight ship. Their defense is one of the strongest in the league. I think that they're gonna have the work for cut out for them. Animal House, that is, trying to get to these objectives. But we will see. I mean, the teams are filing in. We're just waiting on a couple of guys from the G-Men side to join in. Chips down, Buxton. Get your chips down on the table.
All right.
Who's coming out of it, and what's the final score? That's the real kicker.
That's a very difficult one, Norman. How could you do this to me?
You have to.
I think G-Men, because they started on Volk, will take it with their strong defense.
So are you thinking back and forth? Well, give me the score.
I'm thinking back and forth. 3-4,
Okay.
G-Men take it.
3-4 G-Men. It's an interesting thought. I don't think that we won't see a cap. I don't think so. And in fact, I know that G-Men has a great defense, but they did just sort of get their cage rattled by Ember in that first round. I think they're going to be playing maybe overly cautious, and that opens them up to a little bit of punishment. I'm going to say final score 4-2 to Animal House with a cap.
Okay.
So we'll see
How
who
much
comes
money
out of
are you
this.
putting on this?
Oh boy. Well, I'm not putting index money down, I'll tell you that. But
I've got to pay it off somehow, Noman. I'm in the hole. Hundreds.
Buxton is scrounging for pennies after this cast in the streets of the UK. I think you know, I'd be comfortable putting about $10 on it. I think if I was a betting man. Not that we're betting on anything. I just want to make sure everybody knows
this is totally above
money.
Table. Fear not, there is no rigging going on here.
Yeah, we're not like that. But in theory, it's what was that? Oh, God, I was just watching something the other day, and they were talking about the prison bet. Somebody was telling me about the prison bet, and they said, like, if you're so sure about something, would you bet 2 years in prison on it? I think that's the way I'm gonna frame these things. Like, you're gonna give a prediction, I'll be like, "Are you sure? Would you go to prison over that?" And that's how you know if you're
Yes.
confident in your prediction or not.
I'm confident
You would go to
in it.
prison for your.
I believe
guys.
in the power of G-Men and Volk.
He's got this. Okay, all right. Buxton would go to prison for 2 years for this prediction, but we'll
Can I
see
get
what
my
happens
index?
here. Yeah, you can't use it in prison.
Ugh.
But we do have all members in the lobby. You won't have to listen to us, silly folk. Yeah, they have. They're getting their strategies in order. They're getting all their, ducks in a row, as it were. And I just want this series to start. I'm sure the folks at home are feeling the same way. By the way, thank you to the folks at home for hanging out with us today, for dropping biddies. I haven't been in the channel as much as I should be, but I assume somebody dropped a biddy. And for subscriptions and for checking out all the other channels. Thank you for clipping stuff. We definitely appreciate you guys hanging out, clipping on all the amazing action that the teams are bringing to the table today. And without further ado, the sounds of round start.
The sounds have sounded.
Yeah, the sounds have sounded. The horns have horned. And we are ready to go in this Animal House G-Men game.
We are. The very exciting first round is now popping off. Already got the familiar sound of the man detonating his, I wouldn't say detonating, firing off his weapon, discharging it. Just a good luck charm. And here comes the roll-up. So many smokes! Oh, so many smokes. I can't even speak right now. It looks like they're going straight for a hard cap, maybe. Going straight for objective. It's a takedown one for the man from Steve in the brass mouth. Takes down Wicked Hex. Swooty gets taken down. Zach Fontaine nades somebody over on that side. Flipinski going in. One on objective taken down. Griefek was taken down. Brass mouth and potentially Dr. and Marvin going to be taken down. Flipinski. There goes Flipinski taken down. And then we are just left with one man. Where is he? He's from the behind. Takes down Brass mouth. Very action-packed. Dr. Leo Marvin going to be contending and takes him down. And wow, a 37-second first round. No, I think we're going to be done very quickly. I don't even know what happened.
It was a great play. The smokes were on point. I think that because they used so many smokes, they did not have the explosive equipment that they were hoping to utilize in the beginning. So a lot of the members of the defense likely would have gone down to, these sort of little tosses up over containers, were able to sort of pick them up on the backside. So it was a good play, but not quite enough obfuscation. And those flankers, I think, took a little too long. I think they would have been better served pushing up the gut, rather than going around in that tunnel. But yeah, what a round. I mean, there's that aggression, right? There's the Animal House do it or die situation that we were talking about. And they were there. I mean, they had folks on objective clearing defenders, just not quite able to pull it out in time. An unfortunate down on that east side early on was not able to get revived either. So, yeah, what a series. We'll see what G-Men's able to put together on an offensive round, though. I would be shocked if we saw them being the aggressors here, but I can see Animal House maybe playing forward a little bit more.
Aggressive Volkness.
Yeah, I think Cargo definitely pays to run aggressive defenses like that.
Yeah.
And maybe even, I don't know, sort of alternating them seems to work best when you sort of keep the offense on their toes. But we'll see if they're going to pull that out or if they're just going to try to take the safe Volk round win. I mean, you can only get so far with safety.
I just hope they slow down just a little bit. It's very hard to keep track of all the things that are going on when they're having people die on other sides of the map in quick succession. Don't even have time to read the names before the next thing pops up. It's brutal. Just sheer chaos and death. The true spirit of Cargo.
It is the essence of Cargo, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe the essence of a tanker as well, just mixed in for fun. Very vile concoction.
That would be quite the series, I think. But luckily, only one tiny map for us today. Team's going to run the full gamut. I think we've got Quarantine coming up as the round 3 map. Suburbia is round 4 and Bazaar is round 5, but it doesn't matter because we're in Cargo. It's round 2. G-Men looking to mount an offensive, keep the streak alive, and Animal House looking to stop them and build a little momentum of their own on defense.
Indeed. Definitely feeling some aggressiveness from Animal House. I don't know why, but I can feel it. Potentially because Silent Knight is tying his shoe across the map. Oh, he's done. He's coming now. The smokes are already out on objective. We do have some very nice pre-fire to take down Wicked Hex at the start. We've got 2 in the dead center. They are going to be stopping a push from the looks of it. Dr. Leo Marvin is going to be going onto the flank, but it's going to be a while before he really does too much. And he's definitely going to be heard by Silent Knight throwing out a nade. Not quite as effective as he had hoped, but that is actually a very nice nade anyway.
Could have been very dangerous had Leo decided to continue pushing. Silent does find Swooty on that west side.
He does. More nades coming on the center as well. Not going to be doing too much. And then on the backside again, Dr. Leo Marvin and Flipinski are literally separated by a single crate. And neither of them know. Silent Knight peeks out. Leo Marvin sees him. Possibly going to be hunting him, getting that kill. Yeah, he's going to be hunting him now. Does see Silent Knight taken down at the same time as the man pops off the shots. Flipinski's still oblivious inside that southeast shed. Now the smokes are coming out from Dr. Leo Marvin.
Asleep.
Yeah, he fell asleep. He's going to wake up on the floor later. There's a trade between Steven and the man. Zach Fontaine takes down Griefeft. He's on objective. Zach Fontaine could potentially get a cap here. Flipinski is rotating back to objective. Steven was finished off. We still have the flank coming from Dr. Leo Marvin. Flipinski takes down the capper. But of course, Dr. Leo Marvin there to clean up. And another round goes to G-Men.
It does indeed, and I think that the lack of aggression on the Animal House side really bit them there. Keeping Lipinski in the back like that, sort of locked into a position, you need to be rotating. You need to be constantly moving on Cargo. It is not a map that is really conducive to people watching tight angles, right? So much can happen in such a short period of time. So I think that's what we saw there, but I don't want to count Animal House out just yet. Like I said, caps are definitely a possibility, and I don't know. I'm not giving up my bet here yet. I think that we're still going to see some good action coming out of these teams. I mean, that was a great series. Lots of blow trades.
I'm going to prison. It's 0-2. Damn it.
Oh, that's it. It's over, folks.
2 years. No index for 2 years. It's going to be rough. Please send it to me in prison. Just smuggle it in.
Ever.
The longest pre-order ever. Just send it through a time loop. Be even better.
I'll bake it into a cake just for you. The scoreline can still come out. I suppose the path to the scoreline was wrong, but it could still be 3-4. So we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. No prison yet, but we're keeping our eyes on you, Buxton.
Ready to ship me off to Guantanamo Bay at the drop of a hat.
You're on our most wanted list.
And here we go. The more beeps come in. We're going to be going to the third round now. Very, very exciting. I'm excited, and I don't know what Flipinski is saying there, but that is not a language I recognize. Potentially trying to summon Cthulhu to help him out here, or to wake him up.
Yeah, he definitely needed a cup of coffee in that last round.
Oh no. Oh, I thought he was going to disc the C4, but he just planted it just above that container. Oh, and Grief are going to be pushing up around the corner. The man sees him, takes him down. And the man going to be probably pushing out for a rush. Silent Knight goes down as well. And another one goes down. Flipinski hits the dirt. Now we're just left in a 2v4. Animal House not looking so hot right now. We're just left with Steven and one in the Western Tunnel Apps Wicked Hex. Oh, we have a flank from Swooty Swoot as well.
They are shaking. I don't know. They're shaking it up a little bit. G-Men, that is, by playing this sort of more aggressive defense. Wicked Hex about to go down. Yep, Swooty finds him in the tunnel, and now it's all up to Steven. And I think what I meant to say was they are shaken up a little bit. Not they are shaking things up a bit. They're shaken up a little bit after G-Men sort of dominated those first 2 rounds.
Oh. Zach Fontaine. The colors, it's black versus beige, or whatever. Tan, camo, I don't know. What
Yeah,
color is
camo.
Martok wearing?
I think that would be considered like
Desert?
sand,
Yeah,
like military desert or something. They should be wearing digital camo for
on this
urban
map.
areas, but
Yes,
it's fine. It's fine.
it's
We
fine.
don't. We'll allow it. I think G-Men's defense just too strong. They won't even let their own defenders come back towards.
That's the price you play
the
for being
objective.
aggressive on Volk, I suppose.
Yeah, you can't really fault a defense for seeing movement across the map and trying to take a shot for it. If you weren't making the call outs proper, you deserve to die. It's a mentality I've picked up a lot from Blaze. You shouldn't have been there. You knew I was going to shoot somebody who came out.
Oh, Steven spotted him, but he couldn't quite get the shots onto Brass Mouth. He did hit him, but he wasn't able to confirm anything, and he was spotted crossing over. But he's going to get a very nice smoke to block that doorway. That's actually perfect. Very nice. But Zach Fontaine at least can restore his honor by taking down Steven at the end there. And G-Men, again, they take the third round. Animal House, they're going to have a major fight ahead of them if they want to take this. G-Men really just taking everything by storm.
Yeah, I mean, they are proving both of us wrong. I mean, you at least called the G-Men to win, but holy cow, with this score line, I just can't imagine a scenario where Animal House does not. Oh, God. I never made the bet. I never made it official because I was never that confident. But, I think, I don't know. I just can't see Animal House not putting up points on a map like Cargo. It's sort of custom tailored for them, for their aggression, for their play style. And I think they need to shake it off. I think they just need to, get the last 3 rounds out of their heads, cleanse the palate, and then come at G-Men with something a little bit more becoming.
You know what they say, no, man. It's always that third and final round, well, potentially final, where the comeback starts. This is where Animal House is going to go full animal. They're going to bring nades, no smokes, nade all possible positions on the map, then just rush. I think that's the plan here for Animal House.
I want to believe you. I really do.
You have to believe.
I mean, I think it's just going to depend on getting out of that headspace. You kind of never want to paint yourself into a mental corner, despite the fact that you may not be winning the rounds. I think that's one of the nice things about teams like Global Chem and G-Men and SMC is they can get themselves out of that headspace quickly and recover. We'll see if Animal House. They tend to run hot. They're very hot. They burn bright. They burn hot, but
they don't burn very long.
Yeah, they don't last sometimes. But we'll see if they're able to pull it out here. I still have faith that we're going to be seeing quite the series.
Oh yeah, here comes the aggression.
Shot ringing out.
Goes down. Greencap potentially going to be doing a counter rush here, or maybe not. He's backing off. They're waiting for him. It was a solid nade. I think he was a little bit spooked by that. You never know when this situation is just going to explode into action. It's very hard to tell right now. They're all kind of alternating their positions. A little bit of a strange grenade there. It's like the man wants to go out. He's doing the jizzy shuffle. Swooty he dived onto the floor after he went down there. He hasn't quite been finished off yet, so he's going to be calling the info out. Greenfett is going to be pushing up, though. A pretty dangerous move here. Zach Fontaine's taking out Silent Night. The man almost takes down Green Theft Auto. The shots do come out, and in exchange, Brass Mouth on the flank takes down Green Theft Auto. He did get a nade just off at the end there, though. That's going to take down Brass Mouth. No, it's going to take them down. The man instead in an insta-kill. Very nice martyrdom there. Very lucky.
Yeah, that could be the thing that saves a round for them. They've only got 2 defenders left. There's smoke on the objective. We're seeing a lot of rotation, but they could be catching out members of the offensive. Rez does come out on Swooty. Brassmouth finds Wicked Hex. Now it's just up to Steven. 1v4. 1v3. He does pick up Brass.
I believe in Steven. He is the clutch man for Animal House. If he's going to pull it off, if anyone's going to pull it off, it's got to be him. Guaranteed. Taking a nice position for this defense, but he does have to be very careful of his back end. There's 2 members potentially going to be pushing through there. all about stealth now. Little smoke right on Zach Fontaine. Stops Steven from seeing him and stops the reverse as well. That smoke was very unlucky there. Oh, one member pushing towards objective, I think. At least it's going to be a nade. Leo Marvin spotted. No. Oh, he spots Steven instead. And G-Man, they do take the series. Steven could have pulled it off. Very, very unfortunate. But there we go. G-Men take it. We're going to prison, Omen. I'll see you there.
Yep, we will. That's it. That's it for the casting desk for 2 years. No, that was a surprising series. I guess we just did not give G-Men's offense on Cargo their fair shake. They clearly were able to handle everything that Animal House threw at them, and I still do believe Animal House got into their own heads a little bit there. But we will see how the rest of the series shape up as we wait for round 2 matches to complete and round 3s to generate.
I think what happened there was Animal House, they went all out on the first round. They got crushed and they just got into them, as you said. I definitely think that's what was going on there. But well,
I think keeping the consistency is important. That's what a lot of teams need to learn. So hopefully they'll be able to find that groove again in round 3.
So then we'll be seeing you guys for round 3 whenever the matches are in fact completed. It should be probably around, what, 15-20 minutes? It'll be quite a while. I
think we'll check back in around 10 minutes and see what's been created. Yeah.
And we'll see you guys in about 10-15 minutes then. Goodbye. Alright then, we are back yet again with, this time, Animal House versus Ember, and it's going to be on quarantine for round 3. I'm very much looking forward to this match, especially with how Ember played against G-Men. 3-4 on downfall. I think they can pull this off, Noman. I really think they can make this potentially to their win.
What we're seeing is two teams that have been brutalized by G-Men.
Yes.
Up until this point, right? We saw the G-Men Ember game on OML 1 in the first round, and they were able to make a comeback against Ember. Ember was up 3-1, and they normalized with a cap, and then G-Men were able to take that round, and then we just had 4-0 on this channel, Animal House and G-Men taking that series. So these are both teams that just suffered some pretty brutal losses. Ember did come off a win in their second round, though, so I think they do have the momentum coming into this, and we'll see if Animal House is able to, recover and shake off that loss. But yeah, it should be a good series.
Good. I'm very excited for this one, as I said. Good stuff. We're just waiting on one remaining member of Animal House, and then we'll be going straight in. And maybe you can give us some of the behind-the-scenes info on Ember.
Well, I mean, the team is still definitely finding their groove. They're picking up. They just picked up C-Max, a newish player to the league in general, but a very strong one. I think they're still sort of building out their strategies. They're still finding their groove. They definitely remind me of a young Blaze team in that they haven't quite found themselves yet, but they're figuring out what works and what doesn't. There's not a whole lot going on under the hood. I mean, obviously it's not my team. I don't manage them. They just are part of the Inferno organization. But they have very strong players. They have very sort of good quality strategies that they're still refining. I think they have the right idea, but struggle to execute. And I think they struggle with the same thing that a lot of new teams struggle with, which is sort of shaking off problems and keeping the momentum going. So I think they'll have a little bit of trouble on their offensive rounds, but if they can get that one to work, if they can get that one cap, that could be all they need to topple Animal House here.
Be very good then. All the players on the teams rather are in the lobby and they're waiting. Maybe get some strats out, some last minute planning. Potentially some interesting things going to come out of Animal House. Here we go. We are going in. First round. Round 3. Quarantine. Very confusing, but you'll understand soon enough. Here we go. It's going to be, of course, that north objective. I've got to say, I'm a fan of this one with this spawn. It's pretty easy, I find. Amber, potentially, if they can pull it off, going to have a very nice start. And we're going to have to deal with, as you said, issues with shaking things off and maintaining the momentum.
Yeah, definitely. And this objective is a very trying one for offenses. The defense has a lot of opportunity to entrench themselves and get, long sight lines onto the offensive approach. So Ember's going to have a bit of a tough time breaking through that initial wave of defenders. But once they do, if they can get that one pick, those 1 or 2 picks that cause heavy rotation on the defensive side, they immediately swing the advantage in their direction, but Green Theft is going to prevent that from happening too early as he finds Milkman on the cross on the south side.
Theft is very much on the ball on this roof here. If he keeps an eye craned over towards the east side of the map, he could spot Quokka Switch and C-Max all moving over. There's going to be Nate coming to Center Hotel. That's at the house rather. They're not really going to be doing much. That utility could have been very much used in the other direction later on in the round. Fortunately not. He did get a nice headshot to C-Max though, as you called it out. I'm surprised he managed to get a headshot. A down would be good, but a headshot is impressive. Don't quite know what he's shooting at now, but something spooked him. Pretty standard move, remember, they're moving up to the east side of the roof. If they have a nade, I think now is roughly going to be a good time to use it on Green Theft. I don't see anyone on Switch's chest, though I think he is keeping an eye craned up there. Probably a call out came out. earlier on. And C-Max coming around the east side can be in pretty big danger. He did manage to spot Flipinski. He's going to have to duck back, but no shot's going to be hitting quite yet. Now Flipinski has the cover advantage. C-Max is going to be in big danger if he peeks out here again. He'll be popping a smoke. That is the good move. Peeks out. 3, 2, 1. Shots still don't quite hit from C-Max. Flipinski surprisingly did actually take the shot. He is ducked back, waiting. And he's now actually exposing his back. That's pretty dangerous. Flipinski's going to have to be very cautious. Which is continuing to move up the east side of the roof as well. Potentially going to be the one to deal with whoever that man on the tank is. Silent Knight. I think C-Max is actually being a pretty fantastic distraction right now. It's kind of just allowed Switch to move straight up to the rooftop now. And if he comes around the left corner, has a very nice airburst nade there. Pretty much textbook, just not quite far enough. Steven did take down J-Lo in the far west. Greenfast was spotted by Switch, taken down. Silent Knight coming up from the flank though. Checked his tablet, he knows Greenfast is down. Quaker is just on the side of the road. Quaker should have called it out. Switch at least will definitely have heard it. But he's checking his tablet. Quaker spotted him, very nice. Didn't expect the double. Now we're in a 3v2. Ember looking like they could take this first round. Good so far, Noman.
There was a drop, I believe, on the Animal House side. Yeah, I think Steven dropped out of the game. So that they've lost a defender to artificial circumstances, which definitely swings things very heavily into Ember's favor here. Unfortunate for Animal House.
Drops are always unfortunate, but they happen. Hopefully there'll be a fix implemented at some point in the future. They've been a problem for quite some time now. It's always sad, but surprisingly, at least they're not too common. They happen once in the blue moon, I think. And Wicked Hex, I'm amazed, hasn't been spotted by Switch yet. C-Max was finally taken up by Flipinski as he tried to do a real dangerous rush up towards the objective. Now we're in the 2v2 nice and even. I think I was about to say Wicked Hex could be a big issue for Ember here, but they spotted him and Quaker takes him down. Now we're just left with Flipinski. Flipinski should be able to spot the one on the hill though. Can't quite hit the shots though, so Flipinski's aim is not quite up to point this round, it seems.
Yeah, he had a great play there against C-Max. He tossed a little flash over the wall when he heard C-Max rushing up and was able to pop the corner on him and grab him. The nice easy shots, but yeah, he is definitely in trouble here, and he's got to be rotating. There's definitely the possibility for a cap.
Oh, Quaker with a nice move up to take him down the close range. Ember take the first round, and potentially that could be a sign of things to come in the following rounds, because they're going to be on the defense, and that'll be a good one, I think. If Animal House continues to, not play as aggressive as they normally would, we could see Ember kind of pull away at the start.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have been a different series had Steven still been up. He would have run that flank up the rooftop hill and likely picked off at least one of those members of Ember early on. Who knows? It's all speculation there, but it definitely was pretty evenly set until that drop. So we'll have to see how Ember's defense and then following offensive round goes when Animal House is at full strength. But so far, definitely looking like a pretty strong showing by Ember here. So we'll see. We'll see how this next round goes. They have to hold his defense. It's notoriously, it can be very simple sometimes, and other times it can be extraordinarily difficult depending on the approach the offense decides to take.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of the Eastern push, taking roof, peppering from above with grenades and fire. That's my favorite approach. What's your favorite approach for this objective?
I think speed. This is one of those objectives that the defense does have time to entrench themselves, but generally speaking, they are pretty spread out. It takes a long time to rotate across the several positions that the defense can take. So if you can capitalize on taking down just 2 or 3 members early and force the rest to sort of panic and move, you've got yourself a huge advantage on this objective. So I'm definitely all about that. Really aggressive. Don't wait until the last minute. Just throw your smokes, throw your frags, make the rush in and try to get your kills. I'm also interested. I haven't seen any shields yet. No shields on either side.
Maybe the mini blaze is forking off, forming their own ember.
It's they've always been their own thing, but I know that they have had players trying to use the shield in the past, and this is such a good objective for it because you can, if you spawn in the crater, it's basically just a dead-on march towards the objective, and a pair of shields can really help take some of the pressure off of a few of your members and give you a lot of intel.
Yeah, we do still have that drop from Animal House that's not able to quite make it in the end. That's Steven, dropped out, of course. Hopefully nothing too major, potentially just a game crashed or something along those lines. At least I'm hoping.
We will see. It always depends on the nature of the disconnect. Hopefully it's just a simple bug, but if not, maybe waiting a little bit, or maybe they'll be pulling another member of their team up from their reserve.
Potentially. I do see Box Toys skulking around in chat.
Yeah, it is time. Start warming up the old fingers, Box Toys. You might be getting called up here.
Well, it's got to be ready when you're watching the streams of your team. Got to be ready to drop in at a moment's notice, because you never know if a technical difficulty is just going to appear out of nowhere and ruin everything.
Yeah, the best laid plans definitely can go to waste if if the tech doesn't want to work with you today. We've all had that. Your audio problems, your PC problems, Windows updates. What's that about? Why does that break everything every time?
At least we haven't had a Windows update in the middle of a cast quite yet.
Yeah, no.
Saying that may have cursed us.
I don't want to jinx it. Yeah, you're playing with fire there, Buxton.
I'm going to prison, Norman.
Playing with fire. Well, we did already establish you are going to prison. We know it for a fact.
Guaranteed. But it looks like this technical difficulty may take a little bit of time, so we're going to be sitting and listening to the Onward radio just for a few minutes while we figure out what is going on. Be back in a second. Alright, the beeps have happened and they are straight in. Took a little bit of time to restart the game, but Steven is back in and they are ready to rumble into the second round now on the North objective. This is Ember's time to pull ahead, or Animal House, to even this up and see who can take it the furthest. We have a quick dab from J-Lo as well, just to get out of the way. Oh, they're doing it
We'll see what kind of defense they go for. I mean, this is actually kind of nice for the defense. Poka finds Silent Knight. That's a huge pickup. They've got spawn ID'd, and they're now -1, but Lipinski finds a nice shot on J-Lo. Unconfirmed callouts will still come out.
Oh, Switch managed to miss one crossing over. Now getting that revive. But I think the rest of Animal House is kind of stuck now behind the lines because of the member on the roof. That nade coming in, not quite long enough, but quite nice nonetheless. Oh, the shots do come out from Grave Factor Auto. He takes down Switch 201. The roof is now mostly clear, except there is one member, I think, still kind of hanging about there. Yeah, it's Milkman. Didn't actually see him earlier on. Maybe my memory is just failing me, potentially. Did they bring him in? I do not recall, but Great Knight coming around the corner. Trades with Quokka, now we're left with Steven. No! Steven! He's dropped again. Oh.
Oh, devastating.
Utterly devastating. Utterly depressing. Now we're just left with two.
Buxton, you're going to have to leave the cast. And you're going to have to get into that game. Your team needs you.
Yeah.
Steven's PC is the best player on Ember right now.
Oh, nonetheless,
no, I'm kidding. They've been doing really well. I mean, they've got 4 members up. Potentially, it would still be 4v3, but Ember had the advantage nonetheless. So while Steven dropping is definitely not helping, Ember did look pretty good on the defense, despite losing a couple. Shots trading between Quokka and Lipinski.
Oh, more coming out from J-Lo. Wicked Hex comes around the corner and takes him down, though. That's going to cause Quokka to rotate back. Or Wicked Hex is actually rotating back as well. He's going to be not taking advantage of the confusion and the fear. Ember, still 1 member up from Animal Houses 2. But that could all change with this corner here. Quokka should be able to get behind the building in time for some cover. Potentially that could take off Wicked Hex. Take him off his guard.
Yeah, it's going to be coming down to Quokka getting this trade at the very worst, and then Milkman being able to spot out Lipinski as he crosses. He just doesn't want to be...
There it is.
Yeah, and that is going to spell trouble for Ember. They're going to have to rotate now to cover that 2-story approach. Milkman giving up his position on the rooftop at the worst possible time. Lipinski crossing right in front of his potential sightlines had he stayed at that AC unit, and now he is exposing himself potentially to Wicked Hex's position if he decides to move up in the tower.
I think he'll spot Lipinski once he gets to the corner here. No,
I don't think he's going to check the corner. Yeah, I don't think he wants to be on that corner, and that is dangerous. If Lipinski can make the white car, I think he can do a lot of damage to C-Max on the objective.
Yeah. Milkman does have a grenade, though. That grenade, if properly applied, could spell devastation for Animal House, and especially for Lipinski. Oh, here comes the peak. Milkman coming around. But Milkman does not get the shots quite where he needed them. 1 member left on objective. Here it comes. This is House most likely trying to pull this round back. Make it as tight and close as possible.
C-Max should have a line on Wicked here in just a moment. Smoke's now coming out, definitely giving that position away.
Yeah, that
nice. Flubbed frag.
Just hit the post. What are the chances of that? Very depressing. The shots come out. I think he does actually take a hit there, but he's coming on from the flank. That's Wicked Hex. Takes down C-Max from the top of the hill. That's a dangerous position. And there it is. Animal House do take the round, even with 1 member down from a drop.
Yeah, they played really well there. Lipinski made the right choice in rotation, and coming off of Milkman's unfortunate early movement from that defensive position he was taking, they were able to get that round back. So yeah, like I said, I mean, they were definitely down a man, but it wasn't that impactful. I mean, obviously at the end, but it really just came down to timing in the end.
Yeah. It looks like there may be a rehost coming out from the lobby, so we can just hop into this new one. Sometimes that does that. You just need to remake the lobby so people can cease to drop from the game out of nowhere.
That is the dream.
But they already have it up. Nice and punctual with this rehost. Love it. But we do have a new objective now. I'm not sure what the one was on the previous lobby, but the new one now is on the South Ambulance. And I'm liking that. South Ambulance is always a fun one, especially against the more aggressive teams like Ember and Animal House.
Yeah, I think this one is so spawn dependent. It really doesn't have an advantage to either side. I think sometimes, depending, if you get that fast spawn from Marsoc, you can really lock the defense down to a very small area. But if you get something like Crater spawn and the defense has a chance to be more aggressive and take a little bit more ground, it swings in their favor pretty heavily. So yeah, it can be very interesting, and we'll see sort of what kind of luck of the draw the teams get. But it is going to be an exciting series, and hopefully we'll have everybody in for a full map. Wouldn't that be a treat?
That would be nice. I'm going to pray to the Onward gods. I beseech that we get a quick spawn, because that will be very fun. Onward gods give, Onward gods take. 4 years in prison now. Rigging the matches.
You just keep it, you're just racking them up.
So we are still waiting on Steven, potentially still having issues then. Many issues on the side of Steven here. Many, many, many. While we're waiting, we may better just listen to the sounds of Onward Radio then. We should be back pretty shortly. In the next, minute or so. 30 seconds even. Never mind. He's here. I didn't believe in him, but he showed up. I heard a very exasperated sigh, though. He's not happy about these technical difficulties.
Yeah, you just had to threaten with the intermission, and that's how you get the teams to ready up. That's what we found.
Yeah, that's how it works. Oh, it's Steven in Florida.
Yeah, indeed he is.
That could probably why there are major thunderstorms coming through. Potentially that's for the cause of the drops.
Entirely possible. Flooding is no friend of networking equipment. I know that for a fact. So we'll see if he's able to stick around for this third round of map 3.
Lee, we're going in now. Third round, you said. Here they are.
If it does it again, I'll do it. There's a thunderstorm. Yeah, just take
Yeah, there's a thunderstorm, Steven says. No friend of electronics.
Definitely. Now we are seeing that crater spawn, so the defense will have a little bit of time to get themselves set up early. Early shots from Silent. Onto that quick spawn, not gonna give him any love, as there is nobody there to accept those bullets.
Indeed, they're all going to be coming from the northeast side here. They're going to have to contend with old Flapinski, who is kind of ready and waiting in the hole in the wall. He does have a nice angle on the road, pretty standard.
If Ember watched yesterday's matches and really any other Animal House game, these are pretty common positions for a lot of these players.
Smokes! Pretty much perfect. There's going to be a revenge nade from Flapinski. Oh, it is pretty big, taking down 2 though. They're both resable. Going to pick up 1, pick up 2. A flash coming out. I think that may have blinded somewhat. Flapinski does take down Milkman with a peek. It's only 1 though. Could have been much worse for Ember.
Yeah, they're definitely in trouble. They're going to have to recover this.
Oh, Flapinski gets blinded by the right time. And he gets taken down because of it. The unfortunate flash from Silent Knight.
So they have been identified. They did make one across on the south. Silent finds C-Max on the corner. Green Theft finds Quokka as well.
Oh, Green Theft has spotted another behind the rock. He sees his head just barely peeking out, and he wants him. He's going to be throwing a nade, even. That is a hopeful grenade. And JLo just picks him off instead. He's having none of that. Silent Knight taking down objective. 2v2 now. One member of Animal House way too far away in the far west. Wicked Hex has got to rotate in quick. And a member of Animal House by the roof? Steven, don't know what's going on there, but he's going to have to come in very quickly. No one on Ember, though, has realised that it is just 2 people rotating in. Very unfortunate. Potentially Switch can take down Steven as he rushes tank, though. He hears the footsteps. Sees him cross. Takes the shots. None of them hit, but he does finally get the headshot at the very end. J-Lo coming in from behind. Wicked Hex going to be the one to defend the objective. He knows he's the last one left. Here goes J-Lo taken down, though. 1v1. It's all up to Switch 201 for Ember. And Wicked Hex has to take this defense round if they want to take back the pace from the technical difficulties that have plagued them for the past 2 rounds.
Trying to grab that flash there.
Oh, that's good. Quite perfectly placed, but not bad overall. Here goes Switch in, going in now. Coming around the corner. Switch should have his gun up now. He gets spotted just on the corner, but somehow Switch gets it. I think Wicked Hex might have run out of ammo there.
That snapshot, though, is very solid. It definitely is possible. I did not see a reload come out.
I didn't even see a single shot come out from Wicked Hex there. That is definitely feels like he ran out of ammo, or maybe let go of his gun.
Oh, but that was quite the series. There's that back and forth that we were talking about, pick for pick, and there's a lot of unfortunate rotations. I mean, once you've identified the spawn, it does seem kind of silly to stay that far away from objectives. Steven getting caught out on a rotation back after losing most of the defense. And definitely put them in a bit of trouble, and now Ember really taking this momentum swing in their favor. We'll see if they can hold the defensive around themselves, though. Animal House, no slouches when it comes to quarantine.
Yeah, and they're going to be playing this one aggressive, I feel. They're going to be enraged. Going to be in enrage mode after that. It's actually close round. Ember just barely taking it. I'm definitely feeling a rush now. Finally, I can feel it. My bones, Noman.
In the bones. I can feel it in the bones.
Can. And I have a feeling it's going to be crater, yeah. Yet again, a crater spawn. But maybe Ember going to be mostly Eastern focused defense. That's definitely going to be good in this case.
Yeah, it is mirrored spawn, so we'll see how Animal House makes their approach here. If they opt for that same heavy rush, it does look like they're going to be splitting up in a 2-2-1 formation, or rather 1-2-2, north to south.
It looks like they're only going to be sending 2 along the eastern side here, down to contend with old Quokka there and Raphael's spot. Going to potentially take Animal House off guard, though.
I think that's Sickness that uses that on SMC.
That's a Raph spot after the C4 fiasco.
That's true. There was some C4 shenanigans there at some point. Quokka's got to be patient here. If he gets too aggressive, Lipinski's going to catch him on the corner checking from East HQ. So he's got to stay patient. Patience has been a problem in a lot of these matches for a lot of players.
Milkman has also got to stay back and not peek that, because if he does, Wicked Hex here is going to absolutely nail him to the wall. Just barely on the edge of where he can be spotted. So one shift to the right, one step and he's down.
Top plane wing down.
And wow, that's a nice shot from Silent Knight.
For the win.
From the bottom of the roof all the way to the top of the wing, takes down J-Lo. So that's going to cause Switch to rotate from the kind of fuselage by the burning building to have to go get that revive. J-Lo is screaming. He's not in a good way. They do get the revive release, but the cross is coming from Animal House. Quokka did manage to pick up Flipinski. Now he's going to be continuing to move up, and nade coming out.
He's throwing a nice little nade there. Oh, so close.
Very close. But Wicked Hex now knows that Quokka is on this corner. Quokka, if he just keeps watching it, will win this engagement. But he ducks back. Just at the wrong time. So there are also people coming in from the west and the center. Quokka is going to be the one that really wants this. There goes Silent Knight, taken down by C-Max on the west. Steven picks up C-Max in the refrag, though. Green Theft in the center. Switch also takes down Steven. Green Theft does go down from J-Lo. Now we're just left within the east here. Just Wicked Hex. Here comes Quokka. He hears him. Pre-fires the corner, and down he goes. Ember up 2 points now. Potentially they could make the next round their final and last round. Waiting for the round 4. That would be very interesting.
Now, this is the situation in which Ember needs to be very careful. In the G-Man game, the scenarios are switched, so when Ember was up 3-1 in that first round, they were on defense for this next round. So G-Men were able to cap on them, bring it back 2 points, and then win it on the next series. But now Ember has an even bigger cushion because Animal House can only score 1 point in this next series. So they've got potentially 3 rounds to close this out, but they want to close this as quickly as possible. So we'll see how they decide to approach this. I'm hoping to see a bit of aggression, especially when you have a cushion like this. You can sort of play a little bit more fast and loose. But we'll see. I'm interested to see what kind of offense they mount here. We do have that garage objective, the gas station garage objective, and we'll be seeing how they attack this on offense as we get into this 5th round.
I predict shields. I predict them, Norman.
I think that's a crazy prediction. You've lost your mind.
5 years. I'm gone for a long time, Norman.
Yeah. Oh, man. I am not listening to you today on any prediction.
Oh, it's quick spawn. I only just realized this is a quick spawn. They're going to be going in hard. There's going to be a lot of action, Norman. Are you prepared? I'm
ready. I'm spiritually ready for this.
Are you physically ready, though? That's the big question. Oh. No one going to be contesting this corner quite yet. We have a little bit of time. We do have some guys. Filipinski and Silent Knight in the center, though. Already getting some pressure on objective from C-Max. We switch 201 on the corner. Going to have to potentially deal with Wicked Hex just on the other side of the box. There goes Green Theft, taken it down by Switch. There is now 2 looking towards the south. That's pretty dangerous. 1 on the flank. Silent gets taken down immediately. That could have been dangerous for Ember, but they were ready for it. C-Max taken down by Wicked Hex. Wicked Hex could potentially take down several if he just throws a nade on that corner, but he only has flashes. Ooh, nice place in the nade.
Push from the ambulance side is going to be key. If they can get rid of Lipinski up in center burning, they can pinch Wicked Hex and get rid of him very quickly. But Steven has got a good line on both approaches.
Switch has actually made it past Wicked Hex almost. Steven does take down Quokka. He's looking now for Switch 201. That's going to force him back. This is not an ideal situation.
Once those smokes clear, it's going to be pandemonium.
Yeah, it is. There's no one to back up Switch 201 right now. Actually, the rest of the team is rotating back. The smoke is starting to clear. Wicked Hex can spot him. Yeah, there he goes. Here comes around the corner J-Lo and Milkman. There goes J-Lo. Milkman the next one up. 1v3. I don't know if he can do this. This is going to be a Herculean task.
Yeah, with all of the defenders trained on this approach.
He has the time to do a massive rotate. He could actually do this. Just hightail out really here, go south, come east, go north, and go from the west side.
That would be such a long rotation, and there's so much danger even on that scenario. Lipinski can still have eyes on that northwest cross. Steven has eyes into village. I mean, there's really no good approach with this many defenders left. You sort of have to pray to get a pick and force some rotations and, you know, sort of let them come to you, but I don't know. Now the defense very entrenched. Milkman has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult one. Flipinski, at least, is not currently watching the ambulance. Maybe he is. He's kind of a little bit spooked by it. He's looking more towards the far south side. Only taking occasional glances around the ambulance. If Milkman is lucky, he could pull this off. He'd have to be very lucky, though.
Yeah, he definitely has to have just awareness like none other. If he lets off a couple of shots, he is constantly got to be checking.
He's dropped down the stairs and is now watching the tighter angle, just on the edge of the ambulance.
If Milkman continues this cross, that should be okay.
Yeah, I think he made it out. Very lucky for Milkman there. He's got 2.5 minutes left. It's a little bit of time, but he can work with it. He goes, moving towards tank. He has been spotted by Flipinski. And that's it. Maybe just a little bit slower, a little bit later. He could have made that cross and it could have been beautiful, but unfortunately not. Wrong time, wrong place. It's the curse of Onward. You never know when it is exactly the right time to cross.
Yeah, that is definitely the reason Blaze plays the way they do, is there is no right time, you know? You can never really know. So why not just make a run for it? Just go. You'll figure it out when you get there. You know, I think a lot of teams have different spins on that same ideology, right? They take a little bit more time, but they sort of want to be more sure when they push through. And Ember definitely one of those teams, at least in this matchup. We will see if they're able to hold this defensive round, or if Animal House will take this to a tie ball game, or potentially even cap. It's definitely a very cappable objective, and they have been known to grab themselves a cap here. So Ember has got to be very careful.
Maybe we'll get another quick spawn, and that could spell absolute disaster for Ember, potentially. We are in the 4th round. No, this is the 6th round. Don't pay attention to me. I don't know. But here we are. It is a quick spawn. But they aren't going to be going all straight for it. They're not going to make the same potential mistakes as Ember.
Smoke.
They have given away their spawn already. Ember going to be ready for this now. Potentially have someone watching the cross. Maybe they'll do a counter rush straight along to take down whoever's coming here. There's going to be a flash. Not going to do anything. But there goes Quokka, taken down. Aggressive push, definitely not paying off big time. That nade coming out is going to pay off big time. Over the building, takes down Wicked Hex. There's going to be a revive possible, though. Smoke's coming out on the South Street yet again. South side is looking pretty locked down, but don't know about the north side. It could be getting pretty dangerous if they start to push to the Center Hotel. The Center Burning building, rather.
You know what? I am still genuinely shocked they did not pre-fire that smoke. I mean, Ember should have definitely been sending rounds down range on that South Street to allow people to cross with no conflict whatsoever. Just seems very silly to me.
Oh, switch! He set himself on fire.
Oh, devastating.
He must have. Unless he like knifed himself or something. He just went down out of nowhere. I don't even know, Noman. That is questionable. He did get finished off by Steven, but I have no idea what downed him in the first place.
That is very unfortunate for Ember. They have got quite a bit of work cut out for them here. 3 members remaining. Animal House making their approach.
I think Wicked Hex is potentially going to be the one to go down next. Trying to pick the corner with a Milkman and J-Lo. Maybe even C-Max if he decides to push up to this corner. Ooh, J-Lo's getting pretty aggressive, peeking around that corner. Just by the objective. If you're on objective, on this particular objective, you have to stay there. You go down, it's chaos.
I wonder what Animal House is waiting for here. They do have the advantage, and they know they have it. We should be seeing smokes coming out pretty soon from Green Theft and Lipinski's position, potentially even Wicked Hex, which I think is why he has not popped this corner yet.
Yeah, they're waiting for the guys to make it towards the center burning, and that's why they'll start to move. I think they're still concerned there's somebody in there. That's why they're not making any moves. They want to clear it first. There's lots of suppression on it. Very strange. Normally you'd only send 1 or 2 there, and if one got picked off the roof without even being touched by a friendly going for a revive, then you can be pretty certain that not going to be anyone here. But you know, cast vision, you never know. They are fully clearing the building. They know it's nice and clear now, so now we can expect to start to see smokes popping and Wicked Hex to start moving. He does take down J-Lo on objective. Here comes the chaos. Milkman takes down Silent. Refract from Flipinski comes out pretty much immediately. Now Green Theft is moving for objective. It's only C-Max left in the gas station. Green Theft is on objective. This could be the big comeback. Lots of suppressive fire coming from center burning. And C-Max has absolutely no idea. Here comes the cat from Green Theft. Boom. The comeback is out. And that is it for Ember. Another 3-4 foiled by a cat for the second time in Group B. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah, and that is what I was talking about. They have just got to find a way to be more aware when it comes, I think they just get comfortable. We're up 3-1. We don't have to worry about it too much, but you can't give them an inch because Animal House will always take a mile. G-Men will take a mile. You have to be vigilant when it comes to defense, especially when the series is that close already. But Animal House making a very nice play there, very coordinated, exactly what we expected to see from them all day long, and taking that series away from Ember.
Are there any still going on? Who's currently still playing? Is everyone still playing? I wonder.
I don't know that everyone is still playing, but we should be getting matchups pretty shortly. I think we can kick the folks to a short 5 while we align the next set, and then we'll let you know what we're picking up here on Master League 2.
We'll be back in a second. See you again for the round 4. Be back in a minute. Alright, then we are here with G-Men versus Big Red 1. This is, of course, round 4. And we're almost ready with the teams. They're filing to this lobby at high pace. And I think this may be a little bit of a quick one. I don't know about you, Noma, but I do enjoy playing, watching Big Red 1 play. They play for fun and they're not ashamed to show it. They do some very interesting things. It's good fun.
Indeed, and it's a good map for that as well. Suburbia, one of the more popular maps for most of the teams in Onward. A lot of the newer teams especially tend to favor it because it's very familiar. Lots of games have similar map styles in them, so very conducive to silly shenanigans. But we'll see if G-Men are going to allow any shenanigans to occur, because they are looking to cinch up Challenger Cup B here today. This would be their 4th win, and would likely lock up their position the Challenger Cup Finals this week. They will be joining Legionnaires, the Challenger Cup A winners from yesterday, for the Challenger Cup Final, and that will be played sometime this week to decide who goes on to the round robin stage next weekend.
That is a best of 3 rather than a best of 1.
Yeah, that is correct. That will be played 4 teams per day. I believe the NA side, well, actually it turned out to be the NA side, but Group A side plays on Saturday. That is Globochem, Danglers, Blaze, and SMC. And then on Sunday, it will be the beginners, boss fight, Lemon Squad, and whoever wins between potentially Legionnaires and G-Men, depending on how this goes. But if it's not G-Men, who knows who it'll be? We'll see. We'll see how this shakes out. That's the excitement here on Challenger Cup B on this fine Sunday. Quick 2-year prison predictions, Buxton. Keep extending that sentence. Who do you think is going to take this series? Are you going to go with the safe bet?
I don't know.
Buxton might be having some technical issues.
No,
oh, okay. I was like, you're
grumbling
taking a long time to think about it. Okay.
I'm going to take...
He's already got quite a long sentence.
A year in prison for G-Men taking it 4-1.
4-1. Okay. I think I have to play it safe along with you, but I'm going to give Big Red 1 2 rounds instead of 1. I'm going to say G-Men will take it. I think we're going to have a bit longer of a matchup than we expect. Suburbia really just is nonsense. You know, I can see Big Red 1 getting underneath somewhere and getting a cap, you know, by maybe a sheer stroke of luck or something. So I don't want to count them out entirely, but they are going to have a hard time. G-Men definitely firing on all cylinders today.
Absolutely, yeah. And they've been playing very well so far. Their cap engine is up to scratch, I think, today.
Definitely seen a lot of them in almost every round. I think we've seen a cap in almost every single game so far, at least one.
We didn't see any in Almhouse versus Pacifists. We didn't see any in G-Men versus Almhouse, but we did see one in Almhouse versus Ember. And we saw one in Ember versus G-Men. No, we saw 2 in Ember versus G-Men. And we probably had 1 or 2 just hidden about somewhere in another series, potentially done by Trip. Or maybe even one that just wasn't casted.
Yeah, there was a 5-0 score, so that can really.
Oh yes, of course, Wrath.
If you did get a kill. Yeah.
Wrath versus Cockeyed. That was done by Trip on Onward Master League 3.
Yeah, so there's definitely been quite a few capped objectives here today. Lots of teams really going for the gold, going for the gusto with those caps. Definitely been a huge thing. The one thing we have been missing in every single game so far is shields. Yeah, no shield work.
Where have they been?
Which is kind of
Where's
surprising.
Blaze?
We saw quite a few of them in Challenger Cup A. We had Legionnaires using them in Challenger Cup A, and I feel like there was 2 other teams using them.
They've started. I
off
didn't
the
even
top
hear
of my head, I
any
can't
bleeps.
remember, but it doesn't matter. action. They're starting so fast, Buxton can't even keep up.
I didn't even
They're
hear the
lightning
beeps.
fast.
What was going on there? That's it. I call shenanigans. Someone threw their knife and pistol all on the roof. Bryce North getting that pre-fire out nice and early, hoping to catch someone. Not going to be the case, however. Like Binvol's going to be contesting with Swooty in the east here. Swooty, I hate these bushes. They're so powerful. Very difficult to contend with, and Swooty's going to take down Binvol straight through the sandbags, blocking all his bullets. Swooty, what happened there? Binvol's seen him and gets taken down.
Oh, the nade is going to be devastating.
Yeah, that nade, the martyrdom though, does take it down, but he's resable. Oh,
not
one.
anymore. Dr. Leo Marvin with the confirmed nade.
Absolutely brutalized.
Unbelievable nade there. What a good toss to confirm that kill. But now it's 4v4 between these two teams. Slowed up a little bit.
But the rest of Big Red 1 is waiting for someone to move up on the east-hand side. Try and clear it a little bit, get some pre-fire on the west side. Another very nice nade from Zach Fontaine onto Robbie. Takes him down. He is resable. A C4 from Brassmouth almost takes Daniel. Looks like Daniel may be pushing up to contend with Brassmouth now. Brassmouth doesn't really seem aware that he's going to be on this corner. He thinks that he's warded them off with a C4.
I don't know. I don't think Daniel would be aware enough to check that porch, although it is one of the most common spots. But he's going to have to be quick about the kill, because if he sticks around longer than a couple of seconds, the man will pop that corner.
Oh, here he goes. He has spotted, though, the tip of his gun barrel. Here goes Brass coming around the corner. Robbie does get picked up just the same second Daniel goes down. But Brassmouth's going to continue, go back to his position, not do any dangerous Volk rushes. Zach Fontaine is back ready to confirm his kill the second he stood up.
One down, one left.
There goes Nisi, taken down by the man. Now we're just left with one man. All up to V-Wolf. It's going to be a very hard task. He's using... I thought he was using eyes, but no, it's a red dot. Look at his eyes. He's terrified.
Those eyes are wide open and unblinking.
Very glazed over as well. But he's going in fearless now. He's steeled himself. He does have to be careful of Zach Fontaine to his left, just by the car. Has to be careful, very careful, of Brassmouth just standing on top of the chair here. And he does get spotted through the bush. He goes down, and G-Men, they do take the first round. They're going to be on Marsok next for this objective. Big Red 1 are going to have to be very much on the lookout for a cap. That does seem like a G-Men thing to do.
Yeah, I think they're going to take every opportunity to try to close this out as quickly as possible. But these objectives here in the north, they are tough cookies. I don't know if they're going to have an easy time, even if BRO sort of doesn't take this game seriously. It's still a very difficult approach. You know, you're very limited in your ingress potential here.
Got the east, coming around the west, going through gardens. Or you've got full frontal rush, smokes out on objective. That's pretty much your only three options. Center, east, and west. West is probably the safest, but if you get caught out in the cross, it's over. You lose a round. The east, very dangerous. That's pretty much where everyone on Volk is. But it can pay off big time if you can just get behind into the garden and set up there. But again, if you get caught in the cross, one nade, you're over. And of course, the center rush straight for objective. It's just risky overall, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, this map is sort of like the global equalizer. It can really give teams an opportunity to take down teams larger than themselves simply on the premise that there is a bit of a simpler method of defense here than on a lot of maps.
But here they go. Beginning their rollout on the solid achievement. Let's take a look at what they're thinking. Sending 3 to the east, 2 to the west. So they may just be going for a standard thing here. They are attending some pre-fire. Oh, he gets 2! 2 with 1 bullet. Wow, very nice pre-fire from Binvolve there. That's what I like to see. They are going to get both revives though. Very unfortunate for Big Red 1. They just can't quite confirm because of the awkward angle. Ooh. Nice nade coming through. Not quite going to do much. Another nade coming out. Again, too far. Not quite able to pull it off. More nades. One member on Big Red 1 rather does take a hit. He will survive, however. Zachfontaine starting to push up on the east.
Such an aggressively stacked defense. VRML finding Rob there with a very nice airburst nade.
Very, very nice, these nades so far. I think they took nades on both sides to the extreme. Robbie's going to get picked up by Nisi. And Rob's going to continue to play quite aggressively. Swootie's turning into a demon back here. Oh dear. He's broken every bone in his body. That is not what you want to see mid-match.
No, definitely not.
Brass Mouth doesn't even know what's going on. Zachfontaine goes down from Binvolve. He is resful, however.
I think he's checking to see if he could revive Swooty. He looked like he was dead.
Zach is going to get picked up by Brass the Mouth at least. No, maybe not. Brass gets picked up as he tries to go for the revive. Zach also gets finished off. Swooty still in the Netherrealm. Lots of pre-fire still coming from Dr. Leo Marvin just as a distraction. The man coming around going to have to contend with V-Wolf. I don't think the man knows V-Wolf is there. V-Wolf should know the man is here, however. He's popping off nades, smokes. He has to know. Good smoke on objective from the man. V-Wolf still not aware that the man is just next to him. Been around V-Wolf. 360. Leo Marvin goes down. Just the man. Oh, V-Wolf does take him down. Left in a 2v4. Booty still in the Netherrealm. Oh no. He's partially in the Netherrealm.
Oh,
One of his controllers has lost battery. That's what's going on, but it doesn't stop him from taking down Robbie with one hand. Literally one hand remaining. Yeah, Swootie's controller has run out of batteries. Hence, he has been banished to the Netherrealm. I said this would be entertaining, and I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying, though.
Oh my god, this is some nightmare
Look
fuel
at
here.
Look at the arm off to the side. Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, this creation.
This is hideous.
Oh my god.
I can't.
Look at the elbow, the way it's bent. Oh.
We have to
Oh, he
compose it.
dropped his bag out. No. Oh, what's the man doing? He's still skulking about the middle. Compose yourself, Norman.
Alright, we're in the game now.
We are.
Man's gonna be coming through on this west side. He's got a pretty easy approach here. Daniel really the only one watching that cross, and the man can get quite a bit of ways across the street before
There goes Swoopy. The one
before somebody
man.
can see. God
It's
damn
just
it.
leave that now. Why is this happening again? No, I'm just sleeping now with you. What's going on?
You're killing me.
Oh.
Okay, no, we're composed, we're ready. So the man is going to be able to get across this west side pretty easily if he stays low enough. He can do a lot of damage on the other side if he can get into that spawn.
Yeah, I think
Is there like an angle here? Yeah, is there an angle here? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Nisi could probably spot him on this angle right here if you take a look at camera 2.
Potentially.
He might be able to get him. I mean, that's the closest I can get, but it really just depends on what approach the man is going to take. It looks like he's not going to opt across the street. He's just going to push straight towards OBJ, in which case Daniel should have pretty good sights on him, but the man might now...
Oh, the man spotted him. I think he spotted Binvol just by the black car. Oh, no, maybe not.
I think Nisi was just staring in his direction. I mean, I can't believe he didn't see him just yet, but again, that angle is very tough.
Nisi's gonna get taken down by the man. Wait, what? Neither of them have spotted each other. Never mind. Nisi spots him in Big Red 1. They take a round. They do take the round.
There it is.
What a round it was.
Yeah, it was definitely an entertaining round.
Absolutely. Big Red 1 has that effect. It's amazing.
But this is exactly what we were talking about, though. This map is definitely the global equalizer. Big Red 1 looking real strong there on defense all throughout. We started off with a double, collateral down through pre-fire, a series of really good nades that trade with Swooty in lane 4 across the bushes with the nade. I mean, all good stuff. So, I mean, hopefully we'll see maybe a blow-for-blow type of series here. I really give G-Men a run for their money. They're not going to have an easy time cinching this series.
What jet are we seeing next? Let's take a quick peek. Oh, Garage 1. That's going to be pretty difficult for Big Red 1. Very difficult.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I think this is just going to be a 1-1 trade on Volt for both, really. Unless G-Men can pull off some nice early picks to stop Big Red 1 in their tracks. But I think the main thing of Big Red 1 is just their sheer unpredictability. You don't know what they're going to do next. Nades, smokes, frontal rushes, shields, you never know. It's impossible to predict. Like back before there was the competitive limit for how many classes you could pick, I remember them taking 5 shields against beginners, and it was very entertaining.
Sounds ridiculous.
It was ridiculous and it was beautiful. Here is the G-Man rolling out. Is that a smoke already on the western side? Interesting. And wow, that's a good smoke to block the view for making sure no one in the second story gets shot. That is a practiced one, but not quite perfect anymore. It's kind of fanned out a little bit. It rotated.
Okay.
Yeah, G-Men taking a really stacked stance on that center house. Zach Fontaine finds Rob on lane 1, but Wolf is going to find Swooty. A nice little trade through the bushes. He is revivable.
He is. It's going to be a good revive if Big Red 1 can get it. There is Nisi running over there potentially to try and go get it. That west side is mostly clear now. I can even this up to a 4v4. And I'm liking Daniel's approach so far through the playground. Probably my favorite approach for this objective. Get some smokes on tank. Nice and smooth. I love it. Oh, Doc Leo Marvin with a nade. A little bit off. Potentially Daniel is going to know that Dr. Leo Marvin is just going to be on the porch to his right hand side. He is keeping an eye on his back. But Dr. Leo Marvin spots him first. He must. He must. But he doesn't. Daniel does make it out pretty safely. Oh, never mind. Daniel is peeking out. Gets taken down. They will know there is someone on porch now. Binvo also goes down the east hand side. And V Wolf still yet to be revived by Nisi. Very surprised.
It's going to be a tough one to come back from. Yeah, he needs to get this res off, but I don't know. G-Men really showing the strength of their defense here.
I think Brassmouth kind of wants to rush out though. Look at that. He's dancing about on the first floor. He really wants to break out. And rest in peace, V Wolf. He's gone. No more. That Nisi's walked straight past. He's going to be popping a smoke. Nice distraction over towards the center. Gotta spook him out a little bit.
Not opting for that revive, wants to go hardcore mode here. Take on G-Men 1v4.
Man,
If he makes it, it'll be the
Nusi.
clutch of the century.
Yeah, it'll be amazing. Oh, the man spotted him. There he goes. The headshot as he tried to make it to APC. He almost made it, actually. If he had ran, he might have been able to survive that and potentially get to objective. But that'd be reaching, I think. That'd be very, very difficult.
Indeed.
But now it's the Big Red One's chance to defend the objective. I'm curious to see what they'll kind of pull off. They're going to go aggressive push out, or they're going to kind of sit back and just wait, trying to do the same thing that G-Men did.
Well, they definitely took up interesting angles in that last defensive round they played. They were very pushed up onto, the south side of that north street. And it really did pay off in the end. There was obviously there was a bit of a tech issue on Swooty's side, but aside from that, they were able they were able to really cinch up that defense after getting a couple of a nice little early picks. So I'm looking forward to their defense. I think they can definitely still pressure G-Men into making some mistakes and keep this a tied series. We'll see how close it gets.
This should be pretty good. Potentially, maybe you're going to be right with your 4-2 prediction. You might be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I still think it's definitely possible. I mean, as long as they don't allow a cap here, it'll either be trade for trade, or G-Men may pull out a cap on their next offensive outing. But we will see, because we are now jumping into this next round.
Indeed, it's going to be the 4th round of this round 4 matchup. Again, very confusing. We need new nomenclature.
Yeah, I think we all need a bunch of thesauri.
It's alright, I don't think that's the plural thesaurus.
No, that's the plural term. That's
I don't believe
that's how
it.
you say it.
Much like I didn't believe that word, whatever it was, in the past.
There's been plenty of words that I
Ephemeral,
say that
something
people
like
don't
that.
believe.
Something along those
Ephemeral?
lines. Yeah, that's it.
I can't believe you don't even know how to say the word.
I forgot what it was.
Yes, ephemeral is indeed a word.
Come on. Oh, it was somehow that injured V-Wolf. I don't even understand. And that tipped off Brass Mouth as to his location. He gets taken down. The nade gods are not a fan of V-Wolf right now. That is so unfortunate. Swooty is going straight into the center house right now.
Oh, and the friendly team kill nade on camera too. Oh, such an unfortunate toss. Leo Marvin was watching that angle the whole time, and now G-Men are all the way across. They're inside. Brass Mouth picks up Bin.
Daniel could get a double if he goes down these stairs in time. Brassmouth going upstairs, going to contend with Daniel to trade. Now Robbie, the only one left on Big Red One. He's got that AK-12, nice and trusty. Cannot allow a cap no matter what. But there goes Dr. Leo Marvin taking down Robbie. Now it's a 1-3. This is where the predictions are true and right or wrong, Norman.
Yeah, this is that was a very systematic dismantling of the defense, but really it was their own doing. That nade somehow damaging the wrong person. No idea how it didn't even touch.
That was insane. I don't understand. Mr. Death, please explain. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, that one needs to be clipped and explained, but he does give away his own position. Brastamouth cleans him up, and an unfortunate frag team kill, which, I mean, again, two inches to the right, if he'd have thrown it, he would have gotten potentially 2. Dr. Leo Marvin and another coming around the other side, but no, it lands perfectly inside the porch where a defender is sitting, like under his feet while he's sitting there. It blows him up.
It was just a pass. He was supposed to throw it on the corner. He just didn't quite do it in time.
Yeah, he should have tossed it back around. It was
He could have picked
a hot
off 2
potato.
with it. Beautiful.
Well, that would have been one of the greatest plays in Onward if that had happened.
Oh,
but unfortunately, Big Red One shoots themselves in the foot, and G-Men go up another round, and now they're looking to close the series out on a defensive round as they look to defend the Burning House objective. very tough one against aggressive teams, and Big Red One definitely can play aggressive. So we'll see if we see a lot of equipment utilization and a quick rush, or if they're going to take their time and try to encircle the objective.
I think they'll go for it. I think they will. Straight rush. Straight for the objective. No fear. I feel that's what Big Red One's going to do here. No shields coming out. I feel it. They're going to go in. That's my prediction for this round. Is that they're going to go straight in.
I think they need to. I mean, it's pretty much all on the line here, and a cap would tie things up. You've got to try for it. It's the only way to get the momentum back in your favor.
Oh, so he takes down Robbie already. So far, good start for G-Men. There goes V-Wolf, taken down by Dr. Leo Marvin. So far, a very good start for G-Men. That nade's going to come out and confirm V-Wolf. Rest of the Big Red One's starting to push up the east side. Brassmouth's going to be coming around that corner, or maybe not. Had second thoughts. So Swoosh is going to be pushing up in a rush. Maybe not, he's hanging out. They're faking me out with G-Men here. Got no idea what's going on. Should have heard. There goes Binvol crossing out over. There goes Daniel trading with Swooty. There goes Binvol. Chaos. It's 1v4. This is not looking good for Big Red One. It's all up to Nisi.
He has got his work cut out for him. Leo Marvin going to be the first hurdle here.
Indeed. Leo Marvin is aware there could be someone coming from that kind of direction. But Nisi may actually be able to get away with it if he's just quick enough and lucky enough. He's going to be throwing out a red smoke as a distraction. That may actually work out. I don't think Dr. Leo Marvin heard it unpin, so he only knows the general direction, which he was already looking at. If he advances tight along the bush, could pull it off. Currently, Dr. Leo Marvin is just watching that crossing towards the burning. He's not allowing anyone to get there. And Nisi is going to cross out into the open. And that's going to be it for Big Red One. There he goes. G-Men do take the map. I was about to say series, but this is only best of one. And that's it. We still got one more round to go, but that's it for that one.
That does cinch it up, and I believe that locks in G-Men's victory here of the Challenge Cup B, but we will be playing one more round, as Buxton said. So stick around for that, but well played for G-Men, especially up until this point. They've done very well, and they've definitely earned their wins. So we will see what we'll be bringing to you guys next. I think we'll be kicking you over to a short intermission, and then we'll be back with the final round here in just a few minutes.
Indeed, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, just letting you know here, we are going to be transitioning to Onward Master League 1. The round 5 matches have generated, but G-Man has basically won already. There is no possible way, regardless of what happens in round 5, that they can lose us here. So we're going to be going on towards Onward Master League 1. We're going to be having a recap of the matches that have gone and passed, and then we'll be waiting for the outcome, and they're just going to talk about that for a little bit. So we will see you over Onward Master League 1. Any final words, Noman?
No, thanks everybody for tuning in, dropping the bits, saying hello, doing the subs, basically just hanging out with us. We all appreciate it very, very much. And yeah, come check us out on Master League 1 as we do a recap and discussion of the day. And we'll see you there.
Yeah, we'll see you then.